Good day everyone! After arriving here in the United States and after getting your phone number, here are the few important things you have to do first. Number 1 on your top list will be getting your social security number. After arriving, try to go straight to the social security office and ask about the status for your social security number filing. Because a lot of new immigrants who arrive here in the United States, they waited for 3 weeks before going to the social security office to follow up about their status, only to find out that their social security number has not been filed. So after knowing that, they have to restart doing the entire process again. Then they have to wait for a couple of weeks just to wait for the social security number. Because for most of us, if you don't have your social security number, you might have problems getting work here in the United States. And not only for work, sometimes you can't even get a loan, can't even open a bank, can't do a lot of things if you don't have your social security number. Waiting for the 3 weeks period as what they suggested is not really the best practice. It's best that you just go straight immediately to them after you arrive here in the United States. Though, take note, some of the social security office won't not allow you to do walk-ins, so if you could not go to them physically, try to call them via your phone. The worst thing they can do to you is just to say no. So the risk is not that big. Or they can say that just come back in 3 weeks, then do a follow-up again. So at least you tried, okay? Because having your social security number arrive as soon as possible is the best scenario for you, being a new immigrant here in the United States.
Then number 2, your car loan. If you're planning to take a loan from ADVANCIAL Credit Union, the first thing you have to do is to inform them that you're already here in the United States. Why? It's because they have to send you the physical documents, paper documents for application process for the loan. Because you cannot do the online processing because it requires the social security number which you do not have. So after informing them, they will send you the documents to your home address. Then once you receive those documents, send those as soon as possible back to them. Like I told you before in my other videos, make sure to prepare all the requirements even before arriving here in the United States. This is meant for people who want to get a car even before having their social security number. With ADVANCIAL, it is possible. So it still depends on few factors. So one thing is to make sure that your car dealership where you want to buy a car accepts ADVANCIAL processing even without having the social security number. So if you're coming to the US and you know there's no public transportation in your area and no one can drive you around, it's best for you to do this kind of transaction. So do it even before arriving in the United States. So if you could communicate with the agents even before arriving here in the United States, send them an email, message them, and tell them that you're arriving on this particular day. Sometimes, depending on the agent, one thing I really hate about ADVANCIAL is they're not consistent. They have different rules, or I think depends really on the agent or which branch. So sometimes they will allow, sometimes they don't. Then, speaking of, some of the agents would require you to have a home address. If this is so, please find this out before even coming here to the United States. If you find out they do require for your particular agent, it's best that you can borrow a home address from your colleagues or friends nearby. So at least you can start the processing as soon as you arrive here in the United States. Then number 3, go to the DMV website of a particular county, or if you could, just go to their office itself. Then check or ask for the requirements for application for a DMV license. Our aim here is for you to get a student permit or permit license as early as you can. Because sometimes they will require you to have a US license or US driver's license, like a particular number, in order for them to process the loan or in order for them to process the car whenever you're trying to purchase one. So just having the permit will really help you with that kind of process. For the permit, you have to get a test for this. It involves a written test, eye examinations. So for the written test, and like I said before, try to download the PDF, the DMV driver's license manual for your particular state. It is usually free online. But if you cannot access the DMV website from your country, it's best to ask someone who stays in that particular area. They can just download it for you and they can send it to you via WhatsApp or via email address. It's normally about 70 to like 100 pages depending on your state. So it's best for you to read up even before arriving here in the United States. Then, for permanent resident like us, for the requirements, sometimes they will honor your I-551 or your visa passport. But like I told you before, it really depends from DMV to DMV office. They don't really have a uniform process for it, believe it or not. So it's really best for you to inquire with them directly. Then, if you do not own a car or there's no public transportations or no one can bring you to these kind of offices, it's best for you to just call the office and ask them directly. That will definitely be easier for you. Then number 4, opening a bank account. You need to open a bank account as soon as possible because this will be a requirement for you in your hospital or your place of work. There are a lot of bank options for you to choose from. The only thing I can suggest for you guys is open an account wherein the bank will not require you to have a social security number. Some banks would require you to have one. Because being a new immigrant, sometimes you need a bank account in order for you to be able to do some transactions or to issue checks for your landlord or for anything that requires like a big amount of deposits. Then another tip would be, it's best for you to get a bigger kind of bank, like a more known bank. Because most of these bigger banks, they do have their own like a routing number. Because sometimes like for me back in a few months ago, I have to send some money back home in the Philippines, or I think vice versa. I have to go through a middle bank first before the money comes to me. So having a middle bank in between those transactions will be more costly. So it's best for you to choose a bank that has their own routing number. But honestly, this is not really a big thing because like for me, I have like 3 or 4 bank accounts and some of them are quite the local ones and others do have like a bigger known companies. It's not really a big issue. You can just get a different bank in a few months' time. Then if you're getting a car loan from ADVANCIAL, they also have like a savings or checking account with them. So you can just open with them as well. I think it just takes like $5 in order for them to have like an account open for you. Though they don't have a lot of physical banks around, but honestly, I don't really use cash anymore. Mostly it's either through credit cards or debit cards, or sometimes I even use like a checking accounts, like issuing checks, I mean. So having cash around is not really that big of a deal. Then number 5 is for you to find a car dealership. Try to browse, try to shop for the car that you want. Nowadays on online, they won't even display the car prices anymore because of the inflation costs. Now they're trying to really increase the car prices, so just be aware of this, okay? Try to check on the Blue Book to check what the price is really for this particular car, for this particular model, in order for you not to be taken advantage by the agents selling your car or on the car dealerships. So it really pays for you to be well informed. Then while looking for the cars, try not to be too eager to buy the car immediately or try to make a reservation. Just tell them that you're still waiting for your loan approval and trying to decide on something first. Also, while doing so, if you're getting a car loan from ADVANCIAL, ask them if they will be able to process or provide you the car even if you don't have the social security number. Tell them of the car loan situation that you have with ADVANCIAL and tell them that you get approval for this even if you don't have the social security number yet. So hopefully that will help them clarify with this, and tell them you'll definitely have your social security number. You just have to wait for it to arrive at your home. Also tell them that you are PR or permanent resident and you have an area number or an I-551 number or a visa passport. So hopefully that helps. So hopefully guys, you learned something from this video. I apologize for this short video. I made a longer version of this video, like a specific one, but I have some issues with my phone. So let's just settle with this first for now, okay? On my next videos, I will be explaining in details for these particular things. So if you're new to my channel, please click the like button, subscribe button, and please share it to your friends. Again, I'm Nurse Juan de la Cruz, your OFW nurse. Thank you for watching. God bless. Bye-bye. Stay safe.